favorite thing to see when in a 3-game series, 5-game series, when things get completely banned out and you force your opponent onto other picks. And that's the funnest part for me. So I'm going to be super excited as this moves to, week 2, week 3, week 4, and into the playoffs and how the championship goes up. Will we have Area 77 compete for the reigning champs, or is our Team Sexy, New Kids on the Block, going to take it, And we got TSU in the running. We got a lot of the Valley, a lot of other teams vibing for that first place shot. So some big competitive teams in here, and honestly, it really lends itself to the strength of the NA community, man. We don't just have BTK. You have all these other teams that are incredibly good at the game, and it's just fun to be a part of. My man said, why Mexican Wi-Fi struggling to connect? Mr. Churro. I don't know, man. You got to go check them out. You got to hook them up. But I think they had fine connections, man. TSU and both Brotherhood had fine connections. Are you saying Deuce Knights have some Hispanic players on there, though? Maybe. But this is game 1 of Series 4, man. Deuce Knights versus Area 77, stepping into this game 1. Same picks as we had to do a repick from a disconnect, but we're finally getting it underway now. This is the last series in the night, and I'm so excited to see how Area 77 now has picked a little bit more of an early game in the jungle and giving themselves a bridge to get to the later game. Oh, and now I'm reconnecting. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm not sure what's happening right now, but I will let you know as soon as I know. And I'm getting back into the game, so I'll be able to tell you what's going on.
All right, game 1.
Can you see what's happening on the screen right now, T?
Huh?
I'm reconnecting to the match.
Oh, you just,
oh, here we go.
You can see mine. I'm sharing it with you, so.
No, I'm back in now. It's all good. Okay, I'm play-by-play, yeah?
You're play-by-play. Sorry, guys.
All right. Take it away, Daddy.
That went a little too quick. We are jumping into the very beginning, 55 seconds in. Looks like they're going for Basha in the EXP lane here, which I like. Clint's going to be up against Wan in the gold lane. Hendrik loves all down here, kind of protecting his Gals. Cutie does the same thing. Looks like we're looking at a bit more of a 1-2-2 comp here. I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and I think that's just to the Wan difference of Clint here, man. And that makes the Lolita stay down here and babysit a little bit. Because even in the 1v2, I kind of give that to Clint a little bit, Because Wan just has such little damage at this point in the game. Clint can really run it. So I think they will be continuing to do that. And Matilda will probably get roam advantage on the other side of the map quickly.
Yeah, most definitely. I think with this Matilda, they're definitely going to have some nice dive possibilities. It's going to help with their rotations a lot. And I'm wondering... if they're going to be able to, an easy peasy running this Paquito, also nice movement. Are they going to be able to keep up with this Hayabusa, though? Right now, it looks like they're running as a very close unit on the side of Deuce Knights, compared to when we look at Area 7. They're a bit more split up, feeling they're kind of letting Yeho do his thing as Gals Cutie gets vision. But the real question is, how do you think the Sicilian is going to work in this game, Ben?
I think it's great. I think it's fine. I think it plays right into the hands of Area 77. He has received a buff, but he's going to have that ultimate scaling effect that Area 77 loves, right now at least. And while they do have the priority of a turtle and walking into this, Area 77 is closing on the lane. They do come in with a smite, and Sicilian actually takes it away. And this looks to be a kill over onto the side of Paquito. He does go down, and it's a 1-for-0 trade thus far, but Uranus has got him down. Not Uranus, Basha does trade into the Esme for the 1-to-1 trade. Walks away with the turtle, making it an advantage, though.
Yeah, a beautiful play by them. Turtle does go to... Who did end up getting that turtle?
I don't know. I was hoping that you knew because I didn't know. Oh, Sicilian got it, so that's the side of Area 77.
Right, so Area 77 does get the turtle. They take a small gold.
Oh, a dive onto Wan. She is picked apart by 3 members. Sorry to cut your tea. They had her pinned.
It's all right. It's a nice pick. I like the aggression coming from Deuce Knights right now, and with that, with Hendrix loves all on this Matilda, they're going to be able to make these dives. Not only that, but Lilia, we talked about it before, Lily does such a great job at running under these towers once she hits level 4, because she can just let herself get down to 10% health and then black shoes out of the tower.
And you see this freeze down here in the bottom lane. They're trying to break this inside of Deuce Knights and not let XP get on to 1-1. But Loli did a great job. 5-head play, holding that wave of 3 minions to make sure 1-1 got it. Or else she would have been almost a level down. Deuce Knights are really playing tight together. But Area 77 is comfortable to make this to the late game. If Deuce Knights doesn't do something to really speed this game up, it will go in the favor of Area 77. Ooh. Big ultimate coming in. Oh, it doesn't. I thought she was going to flicker, but did not. A lot of damage going on to Lili. She black shoes back into the enemy team and flickers out. She is brought to safety. There won't be a kill here today.
Yeah, it seems like every time Deuce Knights is in a bad situation right now, they're able to get away, which is good. They have good disengaging. They're able to get out, and then they're able to try to take a kill. I want to see them now start pushing on some of these towers and possibly make a move. But down in the bot lane, Clint
is taken away. Clint does get punished. 3 members roam down, and they do punish that Clint, who's been left alone by this roaming Deuce Knight squad.
Yeah, just completely take advantage. And now it's 2-2. The match is even. And like per usual, Area 77 sitting with a nice gold lead and just take out Sayoko, which is going to give him priority over this turtle, Ben.
Yeah, and Sicilian's going to push back as well, and I don't think he'll be able to get that kill, but Sicilian's just too early right now. He's not going to have any threat towards that Basha, right? And that means that Area 77 is just going to completely take over the turtle, and that's first 2 turtles gone over to Area 77. We have a little bit of pause, T.
Another pause. We're going to figure out exactly what happens. Teams are allowed to ask for a pause. It's the only thing they're allowed to type in chat this season.
Hey!
No more trash talking in the chat. One of my mods is going to jump over and see exactly what the issue is.
Okay, so Area 77 taken first 2 turtles, but Deuce Knights has an earlier game team comp. So I think that really massively favors Area 77. Man, every minute that goes by, the Sicilian is just going to hit harder and harder and harder. And with the Lolita to give him space to do damage, that sets off the 1-1 ultimate high as at 2-0. Area 77 is off to a great start.
All right, we're jumping back in. It seems like teams are having a little bit of lag issues, but everybody's dealing with this right now on the central host. There's not a whole lot we can do, but we are back in this game. Area 77 feeling strong, 2K gold lead. 1-1 sitting at 0 deaths right now, to whereas Clint has 1, and this is going to kind of give her a bit more of an advantage. I think it's good that Area 77 secured a kill onto Clint early on, because 1-1 definitely is going to need an advantage up against
Lolita with a flicker stun. She does get it, lands it, and that Matilda's been taken really low, but the Lolita does trade it for her life. What can come of as 1-1 ults into the backline? Can she get the kill and reactivate it? She doesn't get the kill and is taken out immediately. A 2 for what, 1 trade? It looks like 2 for 0 trade from the side of Area 77.
Yeah, 2 for 0 trade. Not amazing. 1-1 definitely needs a little bit more time to be able to do the damage she needs to. She wasn't even able to take out anyone with that. And Marcutie just completely lane cutting in the top. I mean, not just 1 tower lane cutting, but 2 tower lane cutting and giving her easy mobility into that mid lane to help make these rotations. I don't know if they want to let Marcutie keep on doing that. And up against this Basha, currently it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot he can do to stop her.
I'm really worried about this side for the Deuce Knights, man. They've let in a late game team comp get an early game advantage, and we saw a lot of damage going on to Marcutie. He may have bit off more than he could chew with the Paquito, and the Basha running in. Does have to flicker out, but still chasing down and does get away finally.
In the bot lane, we do have a little bit of an engage here. Just this back and forth, what do we call it, jocking? Little back and forth jocking in the bot lane.
Sicilian comes in with a lot of damage, though, and walks right in the face of 3 and chasing him down with a lot. They do get away with that Matilda ulti, giving so much mobility to the team comp. But honestly, Area 77 making these roams is not good for Deuce Knights.
Yeah, definitely not good. And even though Deuce Knights has the extra kill, they're still behind on gold. And it just seems like they're falling back a little more, a little more, a little more. And even though Deuce Knights is doing decent in these team fights, their lanes I don't feel like their lanes are really winning.
Marcutie up in the top lane, really drumming down the turret while the Basha can't do anything about it. That was funny to watch. Yeah. The Basha just couldn't compete. Now the turtle fight starts off. Deuce Knights have taken it down. They do get it. And can they follow it up with the rest of the team fight? Matilda does dive into the Lolita, doesn't get anything as they disengage. Just a turtle and go. But at least they got the turtle this time.
They did get the turtle. It's good for Deuce Knights. Deuce Knights definitely hanging in there against a top team. But all they really have, like you said earlier, all they really have for their end game potential is this Clint. Paquito will do good throughout most of the game, but a nice champ stance from Easy Peasy.
Oh, a lot of damage on Lulu. She will be taken out by the Clint, and that is wonderful. Getting that food over to Clint, getting him a little bit more gold. Haya super low, but Matilda can't chase him down, and he doesn't get finished. Basha diving in. He can't chase that. Can he chase the Haya? It looks like no. He will be able to go away.
Oh, but he's
Sicilian doing a little bit over the top. He's still in that fight. He's still maybe taking down. He is finally taking down the greed on Hayabusa to stay for that. Basha finally chases down the kill. Another engage in the mid lane. Basha's diving under a turret. 2 men there, though. Will he be able to walk away? He does get out from under the turret. Not much damage goes onto the side of Area 77, but Basha is too deep, being taken down. Paquito diving onto the Esme doesn't do as much damage, and Basha is able to finally walk away. The Lolita won't be enough to take him down.
Oh, and they're just focusing on that tower. Good plays from DEUS Knight. They know what their point is here, and it's not just to get kills. They want to get as much damage on that mid tier 3 tower as possible and start taking him to hero. Because right now, they lost that top tower. They did take this bottom tower, but I think they know that they're gonna have an issue in the late game against the Sicilian, against this Esmeralda, against this Wanwan. So they need to take as many towers as possible and maybe try to finish it in a Lord push or 2.
Yeah, Lord, speaking of it, up in 20 seconds. Not much DEUS Knights can do against this squad being so tight, and it just feels like the sand is draining out of the hourglass, right? Because as soon as Sicilian gets online, Wanwan activates 1 kill, she's going to roll over the team fight. And I know that's in the head of DEUS Knights, and they're trying to get some position on this map, so Sicilian can't keep farming under this turret.
Yeah, they got to do something here, but Lord is up. The question is, do they go for an 8-minute Lord and get as much push as possible, or do they wait for the 12 minutes? I think at this point they should try to take this Lord as fast as possible, but it seems like they're already having trouble because they're not ahead really, you know. They finally took the gold lead. And I think they have a bit of an early game advantage here.
Oh, Esme on the bot lane dives under the turret with a flicker for Clint. He recalls in her face and pays the price. Pack tries to trade the turret on the top, gets it low, but not enough. In the mid lane, Lilia being taken out super low. Haya can't finish the kill, and Sicilian's pullback does miss. She gets out of the way barely.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, Area 77 always does a great job at playing their own game, and it's what they're doing right now.
Oh, engaged in the mid. Looks like Paquito's been taken low. Lolita will flick under the turret for a huge stun, and Paquito. Sicilian does take him down. Sicilian from a distance has so much damage. A little more damage goes on to Matilda, but it's not enough. Area 77 will push this turret in. Will they be able to see it? Bosch is reaching around the side. Will not engage as Area 77 takes mid and dips.
Another pause.
Another pause coming in. Are we another lag issue here, T? What do you think?
I mean, we're gonna have to talk to them after. I mean, there's nothing that we can really do. If it's disconnections, maybe they're having disconnections issues. I'm pretty sure it was the same player who disconnected the first game. The mage keeps having problems, but no other team has had these issues yet. So it sounds like something personal. Hopefully they can get it figured out before their future series and games.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate, like, we don't have perfect server. These guys aren't all sitting playing on LAN. There's going to be lag, and it may be good this time and bad next game and bad next series and good next series, right? It's just so unreliable, and you just have to do the best you can given the circumstances. That's why we do ping checks to make sure we get these players the best possible connection we can. And just in some of those scenarios, if all your team's on the East Coast and you're on the West, well, you're going to be lagging a little bit.
This is their last pause. I'm letting them know.
Unfortunate to use them both on maybe a lag issue. We'll have to see what they think about that coming in through. I hope it's not a disconnect. That would be, what would happen here if it was another disconnect?
I mean, at this point, it's not on our fault. There's nothing like that's. You need to get better Wi-Fi. I don't know. You shouldn't be playing in tournaments because nobody the only time a disconnect happens, you get kicked from the lobby, is during when a match starts. Sometimes there's a bug and someone gets dropped, like what happened with best player. Sometimes there's a bug and someone gets dropped. That is the only time that happens. I've never had players I think maybe one time we've had disconnects or something, but it's just so rare, barely ever happens. And from the looks of things right now, it just seems like the mage is having his own lag issues.
That's unfortunate. and we're headed back into the game as we queue up for this Lord. It has been aggroed. Not sure if Area 77 wants to commit to this coming out of a pause. Sometimes you can just rethink things, and teams are able to communicate during pauses, right?
Yeah, teams can definitely communicate during pauses. They're all in VCs together in the Discord. They're talking. Once a pause happens, my mods go in to check out. Area 77 taking another tower, chipping away at DEUS Knights, doing what they do best, playing their own game. And it looks like DEUS Knights is in a bad position.
Yeah, 2K gold up from a late game scaling team is not the position DEUS Knights wanted to find themselves in. With the Matilda, she's 005, been involved in, what, 95 plus per KP? That's great, but it's not enough of an advantage to push this through and make sure Area 77 doesn't make it a late game. It's just not enough so far.
It's definitely not enough so far. I'm wondering what's going to happen with this Lord. Area 77 doing the jock, moving around, trying to pull to their side. And I don't know if DEUS Knights really wants to commit. Clint sitting on this side, kind of ready to push. But Area 77 doing a good job at macro, making sure this mid lane pushes in. They got bottom lane pushing in on tower. Is it really what they want to do? But Lord goes to Area 77. Bet in the fight is
big
on.
Engage from the high. He's going to the back line. Lily Matilda tries to get out, but she just can't with the high jumping all around. Esme does dive on Lily. She doesn't have black shoes and is taken down a well. That's 2 kills over to the side of Area 77. And a Lord coming down, barreling down on DEUS Knights. What can they do to get themselves out of this position they find themselves, T?
At this point, I don't think there's a... I mean, they need to do what we always say to do. Stop taking engages that you shouldn't do. I don't think they should have even fought for that Lord right there.
Right.
They didn't have the greatest position. You got Cecilion just kind of zoning off on the side, and they were... DEUS Knights is split up, and they weren't able to take it. But here comes another fight.
The Sicilian damage in the backline. Boss just trying to buy as much time as she can in the front, but Sicilian shooting over the backline. May get a little bit of CC on Matilda. A little bit left on that cannon. I mean, you're going to get a little bit more turret damage. Not going to be able to take it down here. Does get taken down, actually. And Lord is barreling down in the bottom lane. They've now wiped out all external turrets. It's down to the inhibitor turrets for DEUS Knights. 12 minutes in, Area 77 is looking sexy-esque. Another big Lolita ultimate in the background. Stuns 3. All members dropping down on DEUS Knights. That's another one going down, and the Matilda is now dead. Wan's popping off. She did to get the reset on her ultimate. That's another hero. Maybe dying in the fountain. Mizuki with a nice Wan ultimate ends the game at almost the 13-minute mark. An impressive display from the late game Area 77.
Cover for a second.
Yeah, absolutely. Area 77 picking that late game draft actually takes it earlier than that 15, 18-minute mark that we saw the Brotherhood take them to. And that's just DEUS Knights having a little bit of a lag issue, but having the issue of not playing to their win condition here. They had a lot of availability to do work in the early and mid game, and they didn't apply the pressure where they needed to. The Clint didn't get where he needed to go, and actually the Wan started to gain an advantage in that lane just from a little bit of couple of ganks, a little bit of misrotation. They didn't punish the Wan enough to get them to the late game. They had to make sure the Area 77 never reached late game. They just had too much scaling. Wan, Sicilian, other heroes, just too much damage. And I love the Haya being able to bridge the gap between early and late. I think that was a great adaptation Area 77 made in this match to make sure that they comfortably got to late game and they didn't get washed in the early game as we saw the Brotherhood did. I like not giving over the early game. I think that's a smart change from Area 77. But DEUS Knights, man, a little bit of a lag issue, but the major issue in this match was not playing to your win condition. You had Lilia, Matilda, you have Pac, and you have Basha, some early game powerhouse that weren't really utilized. And while in the early part of that game, yeah, they were roaming as a squad, but it seemed like they didn't really accomplish much. They didn't invade the jungle. They didn't make picks enough to warrant being grouped up. And that let Area 77 spread out, gain more XP, and just kind of sit back and scale to the point where DEUS Knights didn't really want to fight anymore. They felt like they had lost grip on the game at about 7 minutes, and they didn't want to fight. And then Mizuki gets a reset on the ulti, and it's over, man. That's it. Mizuki with a 4-2, Esme 2-1. Let me see the KP on a couple of these game players. You see Lolita there, 91 kill participation. Excellent gameplay from Lolita. Big stuns coming out, especially there to end the game. A 3-man stun that was able to set up Wan for some resets. Really took that over. Over on the side of DEUS Knights, I think Basha played well into the Esme early, and he actually got a solo kill on it 1v1, but I don't think they paid enough attention to the Clint in the Wan match.